Good evening. This is Margo. This is Thursday, December 13th, 2018. And I hope everyone is doing well and is surviving the week with all the craziness that's going on. I'm doing fine, and I'm going to continue with reading of the book of Sirach, which is a book from the Apocrypha, and I started with chapter 1 last night, and I'm going to continue, and this is chapter 2. So if you missed the first show, I suggest you go back to that, and I told a little introduction on this book, and we got started. But supposedly, these are the words of Jesus, the teachings of Jesus that were written down and then passed down to his grandson. His grandson found them and then finished them. So I will continue. And it's talking about wisdom was the chapter that we talked about last night. So and we will continue chapter 2 from the book of Sirach. My son, if thou come to serve the Lord, prepare thy soul for temptation. Set thy heart aright, and constantly endure, and make not haste in time of trouble. Cleave unto him, and depart not away, that thou mayest be increased at thy last end. Whatsoever is brought upon thee, take cheerfully, and be patient when thou art changed to a low estate. For gold is tried in the fire, and acceptable men in the furnace of adversity. Believe in him, and he will help thee. Order thy way aright, and trust in him. Ye that fear the Lord, wait for his mercy, and go not astray, lest ye fall. Ye that fear the Lord, believe him, and your reward shall not fail. Ye that fear the Lord, hope for good, and for everlasting joy and mercy. Look at the generations of old and see, did ever any trust in the Lord, and was confounded? Or did any abide in his fear and was forsaken? And whom did he ever despise that called upon him? For the Lord is full of compassion and mercy, long-suffering, and very pitiful, and forgiveth sins, and saveth in time of affliction. Woe be to fearful hearts and faint hands, and the sinner that goeth 2 ways. Woe unto him that is faint-hearted, for he believeth not, therefore shall he not be defended. Woe unto you that have lost patience, and what will ye do when the Lord shall visit you? They that fear the Lord will not disobey his word, and they that love him will keep his ways. They that fear the Lord will seek that which is well, pleasing unto him, and they that love him shall be filled with the law. They that fear the Lord will prepare their hearts, and humble their souls in his sight, saying, We will fall into the hands of the Lord, and not into the hands of men, for as his majesty is, so is his mercy. And now continue to chapter 3. Hear me, your father, O children, and do thereafter, that ye may be saved. For the Lord hath given the father honor over the children, and hath confirmed the authority of the mother over the sons. Whoso honoreth his father maketh an atonement for his sins, and he that honoureth his mother is one that layeth up treasure. Whoso honoureth his father shall have joy of his own children, and when he maketh his prayer he shall be heard. He that honoureth his father shall have a long life, and he that is obedient unto the Lord shall be a comfort to his mother. He that feareth the Lord will honour his father, and will do service unto his parents and to his masters. Honour thy father and mother, both in word and deed, that a blessing may come upon thee from them. For the blessing of the father establisheth the houses of children, but the curse of the mother rooteth out foundations. Glory not in the dishonour of thy father, for thy father's dishonour is no glory unto thee. For the glory of a man is from the honour of his father, and a mother in dishonour is a reproach to the children. My son, help thy father in his age, and grieve him not as long as he liveth. And if his understanding fail, have patience with him, and despise him not when thou art in thy full strength. For the relieving of thy father shall not be forgotten. Instead of sins, it shall be added to build thee up. In the day of thine affliction it shall be remembered. Thy sins also shall melt away, as the ice in the fair warm weather. He that forsaketh his father is a blasphemer, and he that angereth his mother is cursed of God. My son, go on with thy business in meekness, so shalt thou be beloved of him that is approved. The greater thou art, the more humble thyself, and thou shalt find favor before the Lord. Many are in high place and of renown, but mysteries are revealed unto the meek. For the power of the Lord is great, and he is honored of the lowly. Seek not out things that are too hard for thee, neither search the things that are above thy strength. But what is commanded thee, think thereupon with reverence, for it is not needful for thee to see with thine eyes the things that are in secret. Be not curious in unnecessary matters, for more things are shewed unto thee than men understand. For many are deceived by their own vain opinion, and an evil suspicion hath overthrown their judgment. Without eyes thou shalt want light. Profess not the knowledge therefore that thou hast not. A stubborn heart shall fare evil at the last, and he that loveth danger shall perish therein. An obstinate heart shall be laden with sorrows, and the wicked man shall heap sin upon sin. In the punishment of the proud there is no remedy, for the plant of wickedness hath taken root in him. The heart of the prudent will understand a parable, and an attentive ear is the desire of a wise man. Water will quench a flaming fire, and alms maketh an atonement for sins. And he that requiteth good turns is mindful of that which may come hereafter, and when he falleth, he shall find a stay. I'm going to stop my reading there. So we covered 2 chapters tonight. So we talked about honoring the father, honoring the mother, and taking care of your mind, taking care of your presence of mind, and knowing your heart, and being able to forgive. And I like to say people need to keep holy company. And in this day and age, many people are so in search of the truth and what's out there that they're being misguided and being led down a lot of rabbit holes that are full of disinformation. And how do you know what's the truth? And how do you know if it's coming from someone who's sincere or not? And besides vetting it out, you have to have an inner knowing and an inner wisdom. And in the show last night, we talked about wisdom. And I believe that without wisdom, these next few days and weeks that we have left on this planet are going to get very difficult, because with wisdom we can have discernment. And without wisdom we can't tell when someone is lying. We can't tell an imposter. And we just accept anything that people say. And without wisdom we can't decide. We don't make a decision on what's correct or what's not correct for us, and we don't make a stand. And if you don't make a stand for what's right, then you're guilty along with everybody else, along with all of the accusers. And so time is short, and I will bring more spiritual messages, because as we get closer to the end, people need spiritual messages. They don't need convincing that it's the end. I've shown the evidence. I've shown the data. I don't need to keep showing the evidence of it being the end of our planet, of the human race, and of all life on the planet, and to continue showing the evidence to people who are not willing to have the eyes to see and the ears to hear and go beyond it is a waste of my time and energy and my talents. And I'm here on a mission from God to try to save as many souls who might be hanging in the balance, who might not have taken their stand and made their choice before it's the end, and to help them. I come out of love. I come out of compassion. I do not come out of anger or wanting or seeking recognition or fame or money or power. I don't seek any of that. I'm just here as a messenger and as a conduit for God's love and God's wisdom. And we all have that spark of God in us. But many people have covered it up, have turned their backs on that spark, and they are not able to access it. But I'm here to help the ones who are open and who are willing. So I'm going to wind it up for tonight. I love you all. Time is short. It's time to get your spiritual house in order. The best way to do that is to go right to Jesus and ask for forgiveness and ask for Him to help you and to come into your heart. I love you, and until next time, go in peace. God bless you, and good night.